Alright. It's a Dreadnought beta. Been playing it for a while. They did a server wipe a few weeks ago, and I haven't played since. Um, Anybody who's going to watch or doesn't know what this game is, it's basically a 4v4, or I'm sorry, 5v5 arena style ship combat. I want to say it's more like naval combat. I don't know if anybody's played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but say it's, as far as if you haven't played anything else like that, then it's similar to that. If you ever played Rebel Galaxy, it's pretty much exactly the same damn game. Other than that, this is competitive. There are different classes of ships. There are 3 different factions of ships. Currently, I do not know if there will be other factions. Each faction has the same class of ships, but different skills and different look to each one. There's the Jupiter Rim, or I think that's Rim. I can't say Jupiter Arms. Sorry, something very similar. They have destroyer class ships, which are basically your run-of-the-mill jack-of-all-trades type ship. They usually come with decent speed, decent shields, and decent firepower. They have usually torpedoes and auto guns and the like. Then there are a different class of destroyers which play more as a disabler type ship and heavy damage. This one in particular, the Trafalgar, has warp, it has nukes, and it moves pretty quickly. There are the corvettes. They're all pretty much the same. They move really fast. They take high amounts of damage, but they dish out a lot. That's pretty much it. They're hit and run style types. I've heard that on the PS4 they're a little bit more overpowered than on the PC, especially in the lower tier games, because of just basically joysticks. Easy to say that it's easy to fly with these in the PS4 more so than it is on the PC, just because they move so quickly. There are artillery ships. Let's see if I have one in particular. That is, here we'll go to the hangar. They're kind of like your sniper class here. This one in particular, oh, that is a Dreadnought. We'll get to that in a second. Here we go. It's a tier 1. Everybody starts with 1 ship from each class. These are your artillery ships. They're like your sniper class. Do long range combat. They slow firing, heavy damage. They take a lot of damage. Some of them have cloaks. Some of them have like flechette missiles. Some of them have missile salvos, torpedo salvos. They have siege mode, which is pretty cool. Not all of them. You can change your loadout and your modules on everything. Siege mode is really cool. It's heavy damage, but your ship cannot move while in siege mode, so you are stuck there for the duration of the ability, but you do a lot of damage. There you are, Dreadnought class. These are heavy broadside type vehicles. They're meant to get up close and do a lot of damage. They can dish out damage from far away as well. They're more of like, at long range, I consider them more of like a harasser or distraction. Typical strategy I've used is to use your teammates as a distraction, because a lot of these have warp jumps as well, so you can warp around the map, the outside perimeter, sneak up behind them, use a plasma broadside, your missiles or whatever, and just kill somebody really fast. Really high DPS on these guys. Tactical cruisers, which are fast-moving, basically support ships. I use it as a healer. That's pretty much what everybody uses them as. A lot of people don't expect you to play offensively with them, but they are actually very excellent offensive ships. A lot of people just don't realize it. I mean, not a lot of the ships have an auto repair or flechette missiles, and can also heal other teammates and heal themselves at the same time. I like to play this one as kind of like a zone defense. Somebody gets in my area, I have a Tesla turret, which is basically like a pod that shoots out into space, and it fires a Tesla beam at anybody in the vicinity. Let's see, the range on it is pretty decent from what I've been seeing. 500 meters or so. Oh, wait, hold on. Max range is 1,200 meters. DPS is 2,700, which is not bad. Which is pretty nice. They also have a Tesla turret as well on the ship, which is meant for if anybody gets too close to you, you dish out a lot more damage. It also drains their shields a lot quicker, letting your teammates use their skills more effectively. Because you'll notice a lot of people in this game, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to fire their missile salvos. As soon as they get a lock on somebody, they're just going to fire their missiles. And I mean, if you got half a brain, by the time they hit you, you have your shield up, and you're not going to take any damage from them at all. The best thing to do, I use flechettes, and I'll use that, hopefully, if I'm playing with other people. I'll use my flechettes first to either get them to pop their anti-missile defense or pop their shields up, and then let my teammates fire theirs as well, because these are fast-moving missile salvo. It fires, I'm not sure exactly how many it fires. I think it's like 13 missiles or so. It's pretty good. I like them. These do less damage than the other flechette missiles on other class ships as well. You'll notice some of the this one fires 6 missiles, 13. I was way off. The other ones fire way more missiles than 6. And as you upgrade them and you get higher tier ships, you'll get better stuff, a lot cooler things as well. Some anti-corvette things too, which is really great. You'll also get something called officer briefings. Do I have a tier? I have a tier 3 right now. I don't. As I said, I had tier 4s before the server wipe, but I tend to play and recruit just a little bit easier, and I'm just trying to get to the tier 3 ships right now, and then I'm going to start playing more veteran class stuff on my way to legendary, which was a lot more fun. The only issues I have with this game is that a lot of people right now that they're in the closed betas, you can pay your way in. I think it's around $19 for the base pack. You get some, this GP, which is the currency to purchase in-game items. You get special ships, which personally, my opinion, makes this game a lot worse if I have no access to those ships unless I pay money. They are better than some of the other ships. You can see them here. I can't select it, but let's see if I can get to it. The menu system's a little wonky sometimes as well. Something I don't like. Why aren't they popping up? Okay, so this one's called the Junkyard Prince. They have like cool look. They look cool. They have skins on them already. They have some of them have little emblems on the front. They do a lot more damage. They just look cool. Apparently I can unlock this by playing in Havoc mode. I did not know that. Let's give it a shot. The Junkyard Prince sounds cool. There's another special ship as well. This is an artillery ship for Oberon. Oberon actually have some really cool looking ships. They look more alien than everybody else. Apparently there's a backstory in this as well. I don't really know about all any of that. I'm not too sure what this second one's called. Um, but they're alright. I don't really use them. They have more of the Dreadnoughts and the Corvettes in there as well. You start out with some decent ships from them. The sniper ships are fun, but unless you play them correctly, I find them to be a little cumbersome when you're playing with other people who don't know what they're doing, which is fine in this game as of now. It's in the beta, so you know, obviously not a lot of people are going to know what they're doing. But we're going to go ahead and search for co-op versus AI in Havoc mode, which is this new mode that they added in the last patch. PC's ahead of us a little bit, but this mode is basically wave defense. You're in this cool looking map, some asteroid somewhere, some asteroid city. Defend yourself against waves of enemies that are progressively stronger. They have different buffs. You get debuffs. You can upgrade your ships, but you don't get to use the ships in your hangar. You have pre-selected ships to choose from. I don't like them. I don't like the loadouts on them. They don't seem to make sense at all, really. And so far, personally, I haven't gotten past wave 6. It gets really stupid hard at that point. And if you're not playing with, 3 people that you know and 3 people that know what they're doing, then, it doesn't make any sense. And I've tried playing a healer in this before, and you just don't get very far. You, personally, as a healer, can't do any DPS to these ships in this game mode. You can only heal, which leaves 2 DPS, which just isn't enough. Not at all. Even with the upgrades. Just doesn't seem to be right. And the fact that the parties are currently limited to 3, but there's space for 5, doesn't make much sense either. I'm not sure why they decided to do that. I'm also not sure why I'm not in a queue either. Let's figure that out. See if I can get into a veteran one. Oh. Okay. I know it says open beta down there, but you still need a code. I haven't met anybody so far. I had a friend the other day who tried to download this game. He could not. It was not on the PSN. Open beta is a little misleading. It means that everybody should be able to do it. But it's not a free download currently. You can buy the starter packs. They have other packs as well. It costs a lot of money. I think it's kind of silly. It seems to be a trend now. Well, it's definitely a trend now. Everybody does it. Microtransactions in every free game, that makes sense, but cosmetics is fine. All the other stuff, fuck off. I'm gonna have to restart. Stream will be back up in a second.